What is up, you beautiful people? How about that Vader comic yesterday? I love how they're closing out this series. You gotta prepare for what's to come next month, guys. It's gonna be epic, but what I want to cover in today's episode is something that I feel like we kinda missed. Something that Sidious said just before it all went down. Vader, Order 66, everything. Being a pragmatic person, Sidious was always going to be a little paranoid, but there is one thing that he said to Vader right after Windu's death. So before we get into it, don't forget to spread peace with Palpatine and share the high ground together with the Trolling Master. Best way to support the channel, and Christmas designs coming in a couple of days, guys, so stay tuned for that as well. Alright, now we need to focus on a very important moment that happened after this battle, Sidious versus Windu. And to explain that best, let's step into Palpatine's shoes. Let's see this from his perspective. Two dual masters in combat, and ultimately, as we know, Sidious was subdued. If it wasn't for Anakin intervening, there would be no Order 66, no Jedi Purge, nothing. But it was his destiny. Anakin chose the dark side, helped Sidious take down Windu, and in order to save Padme from death, he accepted Sidious as his new master, therefore becoming Darth Vader. But here's the moment that Sidious realized things were going to have to move quickly. He definitely panicked inside, but was probably trying to hide it from his new apprentice. However, in the end, he had to relay his thoughts of paranoia to Vader, and honestly, it's what saved the Sith and their plans for a new empire, because if Sidious didn't act quickly, his plans would ultimately be compromised and perhaps even delayed indefinitely. Here's what Sidious said that made me curious, and I wanted to understand his motivations. Let's listen to this and I'll explain it further.
The Jedi are relentless. If they are not all destroyed, it will be civil war without end. First, I want you to go to the Jedi Temple. We will catch them off balance.
Did you catch it? He said that if they don't act fast and eradicate all of the Jedi, they are relentless and will cause civil war without end. That's the key. Sidious, when realizing what will happen next, knew that he will have a civil war against the Jedi and against Jedi-friendly planets and factions. This will be inevitable. That's precisely why he acted fast and ordered Vader to wipe out the Jedi immediately. Every single one of them, even their younglings. Show no mercy. That was his motto. If you were thinking about it, Palpatine's fears were justified. Because even though his plans went exactly as he had foreseen, and the Jedi were wiped out, close to extinction, the Jedi still, after years and years, posed problems for the Empire. We see this both in Legends and canon. It's the same story. The Jedi infiltrated Jedi-friendly governments and planets and advised them how to try and defeat the Empire. A clear example of this, and most recent example, was Jedi Knight Bar, a Jedi survivor who was advising King Li Char on Mon Calamari. This went on for months until Sidious discovered their secret plot and sent Vader with the rest to take care of this pesky problem, and took care of it. Vader did. But it's funny how that quote from Sidious gets disregarded too often. It's just brushed off too quickly as just dialogue. It was a real fear of Sidious, a bloody and out of control civil war. A civil war that he wouldn't be able to control with his empire's might. Don't get me wrong, as I said, there was still a minor civil war going on throughout Palpatine's emperor career, but it was underdog against giant. It took a decade and more for the rebellion to gain popularity and have massive numbers to go up against Palpatine's empire. If the Jedi had their way and Order 66 somehow failed, the civil war would have been much grander. Exactly as Palpatine feared. It would probably have been similar to Republic versus Separatists, a more leveled civil war. And that's what Palpatine feared the most. He had to make sure Vader had to wipe out the Jedi entirely and cripple the galaxy moving forward, just so that he could dominate with an iron fist. But of course, what do you guys think as well? Talk to me down in the comments and tell me how different would the Civil War be if the Jedi Order survived. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below and hit that bell to get notified the moment a new video is up. Have an awesome day, my Star Wars friends, and may the Force be with you always.